Hi there, Mr. Hammerback here. Today we're going to talk about recording data. Data, again, are the numbers that you get or the results that you get when you have conducted a survey or some kind of experiment. And we need to record those and then present them in a way so that people can understand them. So data, the numbers can be organized as a tally chart. That's this first part over here, where, for example, Andrew recorded the different birds that visited his bird feeder one morning. And so there's a title here, Birds at the Feeder, the different names of birds, blue jay, cardinal, sparrow, robin, chickadee. And then the tally here, which we talked about last time, is just a tick mark for every bird he saw. Now we can turn this tally chart into a frequency table by adding this extra column here, which shows the actual number instead of just a tick mark. So there were 5 blue jays, 4 cardinals, 17 sparrows, 11 robins, and 7 chickadees. That is a lot of birds. So he simply counted and then gave the numbers. There is a frequency table, nice to look at. Problem with frequency tables, the reason you often don't see them, is they're kind of boring to look at, just a bunch of numbers. And you have to, with your eyes, scan to find the biggest number and then look across. So a couple other methods were developed which are for presenting that information in a more interesting way. For example, the pictograph. Okay? Pictograph. And in the word pictograph you can see the word picture. So it's a graph, which is a representation of your data in a visual form, but with pictures. And you always have a key which tells you what does the picture represent. So in this case, one bird represents 2 birds. So the picture of one bird represents 2 birds. And we can look here, we see the categories and we see a large number of birds. And right away, the nice thing about a pictograph is you can see right away, boom, sparrows are the most. Okay, so pictographs are great because they're interesting with nice little pictures. You can go, oh, a cute little bird. And you can instantly see which bird came the most. You can also usually instantly see cardinals came the least. You can see that. The thing that pictographs are not so good at is giving you actually the numbers quickly. Because in order to figure out how many sparrows came, you'd actually have to start counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sparrows, 8.5 sparrows, multiply that by 2, and you're doing all this math in your head. So if you want to display data that shows you not only who was the highest and the lowest, but gives you a quick indication of how much those were at, pictograph is not necessarily the best. For that, we go to the ubiquitous, means you see it everywhere, the bar graph. The bar graph is the best for that, and that's why you see it. We have a title, Birds at the Feeder. We have our y-axis, which says number of birds, and we have a scale. And there's a different video which shows you good ways to set up that scale. In this case, we knew that our highest number from our tally was 17. So in this case, for our scale, we wanted to go above 17. So that's why it goes up to 20 here. We have our different categories across the bottom of birds. And then we can easily count up. And so unlike the pictograph, or like the pictograph, we can see which bird visited the feeder the most and which bird visited the least, but we can also very quickly get the number. We simply scan our eye across and we see, oh, 17 sparrows came. Scan our eye across and read off the y-axis that only 4 cardinals came. So that's why bar graphs are fantastic. How is it similar to the tally chart? Well, as I just said, you can see quickly the sparrow and the cardinal were highest and lowest, but unlike this, you get a nice visual representation and you can just see quickly sparrow, highest, cardinal, last, and the others in the middle. And so basically, that's the lesson on how to record your data for the data management chapter.